The top stories tonight in Y News. Consumer prices in the country surged at a swifter pace last month, as reported by the Philippine Statistics Authority. The Philippine Coast Guard drafts a formal letter addressed to the government of the Marshall Islands, providing a detailed account of the recent boat ramming incident within Philippine waters. And the United States Central Command sends seized Iranian ammunition to Ukraine. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Thursday, October 5, 2023. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Harleen Delgado. First in the news. The tide of consumer prices continues its surge in the Philippines. According to the Philippine Statistics Authority, consumer prices escalated to a notable 6.1% in the month of September 2023. This swift increase surpassed the 5.3% recorded just the month before in August. Notably, rice inflation has reached an alarming double-digit inflation rate of 17.9%. Rosalie Cos will tell us why.
Consumer prices in the Philippines accelerated to a faster rate last month. The annual inflation rose to 6.1%, surpassing August's 5.3%, as reported by the Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA.
Ang headline inflation, ang pagtaas ng presyo ng mga produkto at serbisyo sa bansa, ay bumilis sa antas na 6.1% nitong Setyembre 2023.
A significant factor propelling this surge was the swift acceleration of food inflation, primarily driven by rice prices. In September 2023, rice inflation soared to a concerning double-digit rate of 17.9%, more than double the 8.7% seen in August. This surge persists even after President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. implemented a price cap on rice. The inflation rate for the previous month pushed the year-to-date average inflation to 6.6%. Meanwhile, House Ways and Means Committee Chair, Albay 1st District Representative Joey Salceda anticipates a potential normalization of the inflation rate in the coming months. This is due to sharp decline in global oil prices observed at the end of September and compliance with the imposed rice price ceiling by the President. Rosalie Cos, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Marcos government assured its continued support to the most vulnerable sectors while implementing necessary measures to respond to rising prices. According to Socio-Economic Planning Secretary Arsenio Balisacan, the government is committed to providing targeted assistance to affected vulnerable segments of the population while food prices remain elevated. According to the palace, the government remains committed to addressing challenges posed by the 6.1% inflation rate recorded for September 2023 and has initiated a series of measures, including digital food stamp program, fuel subsidies, and targeted assistance for farmers, which extend beyond short term. Breaking news from the House of Representatives. Tonight, House leaders have announced a significant move to realign approximately 4.8 billion pesos of confidential funds within the 2024 national budget. This unexpected revelation was made during a sudden press conference. Rosalie Cos will give us the details live. Yes, Rosalie.
Harleen, the small committee in the House of Representatives, led by a co-Bicol party list representative Elizalde Co, is still working on all possible individual amendments to the fiscal year 2024 General Appropriations Bill, or GAB. This is according to House Speaker Martin Romualdez, who has called for a press conference tonight after visiting Pag-asa Island in Palawan, located in the contested West Philippine Sea. Marikina 2nd District Representative Stella Quinbo, the senior vice chairperson of the House Committee on Appropriations and member of the small committee, on the other hand, revealed that they are looking at realigning 4.8 billion pesos amount of confidential funds. However, the final decision on the realignment of these funds will be announced by the small committee on October 10. Meanwhile, House Speaker Martin Romualdez was directly asked about his reaction to Vice President Sara Duterte's recent statement on confidential funds. VP Duterte said those who are against confidential funds are against peace, and those who are against peace are enemies of the nation. Speaker Romualdez said they are all for peace, so confidential and intelligence funds must be utilized by agencies best suited to conduct the security aspects. He also said he's open to discuss with VP Duterte on her concerns about this issue.
We'll be more than happy to work with the OVP's office, and the DepEd's, the Secretary's office, on other requirements that they may have when it comes to these matters and other related needs of the respective department.
Back to you, Harleen.
Thank you, Rosa Licos, reporting live from Makati City. In other news, the Philippine Coast Guard drafted a formal letter addressed to the government of the Marshall Islands, providing a detailed account of the recent boat ramming incident within Philippine waters and seeking appropriate measures and cooperation to address this concerning maritime event. Dante Amento tells us why.
The Philippine Coast Guard or PCG Commandant Admiral Artemio Abo shed light on an initial investigation regarding a tragic maritime collision off Pangasinan waters. It has been revealed that the vessel responsible for ramming the Filipino fisherman's boat is registered in the Marshall Islands. Abo took direct action addressing the incident by personally writing to the Marshall Islands government to inform them of the unfortunate event that claimed the lives of 3 Filipino fishermen.
So sinulatan na rin natin, ako mismo ang sumulat doon sa Marshall Islands para sabihin yung kung anong nangyari. We are not necessarily specifically concluding or pointing it out na siya mismo yun. It has to go through a very stringent, of course, very careful investigation, and we are doing that.
However, as of now, the PCG has not received a response from the Marshall Islands government. The PCG is diligently conducting a thorough investigation to determine the cause of this tragic maritime incident. Abo stressed that they have yet to reach a definitive conclusion whether the collision was intentional or a result of other circumstances. Abo clarified that this incident is distinct from the ongoing disputes in the West Philippine Sea. It occurred specifically in Pangasinan waters and not in Bajo de Masinloc, providing clarity on the location and emphasizing the need for a comprehensive and accurate understanding of the situation.
It has nothing to do with the issue dyan sa West Philippine Sea.
Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The 11 survivors of the fishing boat collision in Pangasinan have engaged in a conversation with Subic Zambales Mayor Jonathan John Conghun to discuss their pressing needs. The fishermen are seeking assistance to recover their capsized fishing boat at the site of the incident. They have appealed to the local government unit for support, especially given their current struggle to provide for their families. Meanwhile, the orphans of the 3 casualties are joining the plea for government assistance, both financial and livelihood support, and are urging for justice. They fervently hope that justice will be served and the ship's owner will be held accountable for the tragic incident.
Hindi po ngayon siya, lutang na lutang pa po siya hanggang ngayon po. Kaya ngayon po sana yung panawagan namin ngayon sana po magkaroon pa ng parang para makuha po agad yun. Dahil lutang pa po siya, bago nakatali pa po siya sa payaw.
Yung tatlong sawi, at the same time yung mga pamilya nyo din. Bibigay ko yun ng tulong sa inyo. Siyempre, napakahirap yan. Nawalan kayo ng hanap buhay ninyo. Nawalan kayo ng kabuhayan ninyo.
And for the news abroad, tragic news unfolds in Venice, Italy, as a rental bus tragically careened off an overpass, resulting in multiple injuries and casualties among the passengers. RK Llorca will give us the details live. Yes, RK, good evening.
Good evening, Joselito. Officials confirmed that at least 21 people died, including 2 children, after the bus plunged down a 30-meter overpass en route to a campsite in Margorette, Venice. According to the officials, the bus fell onto the power lines, which set the bus on fire. Venice City Councilor Renato Barroso said that 18 of the passengers were injured, with 4 in critical conditions. As of today, no additional fatalities have been reported, and those in critical conditions are now under intensive care. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni and Venice Mayor Luigi Brugnaro took to social media to extend their heartfelt condolences. Meloni, in an interview with local news, announced that the city would observe a period of mourning to honor the memory of the victims of this tragic event. As investigations continue, authorities remain uncertain about the cause of the accident. They have noted that the bus involved was new and found no faults in the road. Back to you, Joselito.
Thank you, RK Llorca, reporting live from Thailand. In a dramatic turn of events, less than 24 hours after residents in parts of Australia's Victoria state were forced to flee raging bushfires, authorities issued a new warning as heavy rain extinguished the flames, only to introduce a new threat: widespread flooding in the southeastern region. Paul Gatchalian tells us why live. Yes, Paul?
Good evening, Joselito. In a rapid turn of events, the Australian Bureau of Meteorology has issued a concerning prediction for flash flooding throughout Wednesday afternoon, October 4, in northeastern Victoria. Just a day ago, this region was grappling with approximately 17,000 hectares of land ablaze due to wildfires. First responders executed a perilous overnight rescue mission to save a trapped farmer from the floodwaters. Chief Officer Operations of the Victoria State Emergency Service, Tim Weebush, confirmed the success of this rescue operation. Parts of the state have already received up to 150 millimeters of rainfall, which is 8 times the September average, as Weebush emphasized the critical importance of remaining vigilant in these conditions. While firefighting efforts continue to contain the bushfires in 2 regions of Victoria State, authorities have reassured residents that there is currently no immediate threat. However, just across the corner in New South Wales State, a 5,200-hectare bushfire rages out of control near the town of Bermagui, approximately 2,300 kilometers southwest of Sydney. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, during a visit to the affected area, acknowledged the traumatic experiences that the severity of these fires is likely to evoke, although conditions have somewhat eased overnight. Several properties have been lost, and firefighters continued their active engagement in containing the blaze. The situation is rapidly evolving, prompting authorities to urge residents to stay informed of any further developments. Back to you, Joselito.
Thank you, Paul Gatchalian, reporting live from New Zealand. We'll share more global stories with you later, but for now, back to you, Harleen.
Thank you, Joselito. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook. The Land Transportation Office, or LTO, has unveiled the updated renewal schedule for driver's licenses. According to this new schedule, motorists holding driver's licenses that expired between April 1 to 30 can proceed with the renewal up until November of this year. Bernadette Tinoy will tell us why.
The Land Transportation Office has rolled out new guidelines for the renewal of driver's licenses. LTO Chief Assistant Secretary Vigor Mendoza II stated that the automatic extension granted for expired driver's licenses from April 2023 will no longer be valid, with the new deadline set for November 6 of this year. The agency aims to address their backlogs and target to finish the renewal of driver's licenses until March 2024.
After November 6, yung mga nag-expire ng April 1 to 30, kung hindi pa nila i-extend after November 6, deemed expired na po yung kanilang lisensya. No? In which case, doon na ho na kami magta-charge ng penalty.
The agency assured the public that the release of driver's license will be faster in LTO offices.
All they have to do is go back to the district office or LTO office na kung saan sila nagbayad at ipresenta nila yung kanilang official receipt na nagpapatunay na binayaran na nila yung extension nila para ma-issue na lang yung kanilang driver's license cards.
Mendoza reiterated that the renewal schedules have been staggered to facilitate the timely delivery of plastic cards to the applicants.
Number one, kasi yung ating supply of plastic cards staggered rin naman. No? Pero mas importante, yung pangalawa, ayaw natin na bigla-bigla na lang lahat pupunta sa ating mga district offices, mabibinuukan yung ating mga personnel, and chances are, hahaba yung pila.
Bernadette Tinoy, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
A senior official from the Department of Agriculture under Secretary Domingo Panganiban has projected a significant drop in rice prices, estimating it could go as low as 38 pesos per kilogram. This optimistic outlook is attributed to the rise in local rice production. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. lifted the price cap just yesterday, acknowledging the indications of an increasing supply in the market.
In retail, siguro mga 36, 38 pesos siya.
By October, November, sir.
Before the end of the month.
Senate Agriculture and Food Committee Chair Cynthia Villar emphasized that they are in the process of amending the Anti-Agricultural Smuggling Act of 2016, proposing stricter penalties.
The smuggler, the profiteer, the hoarder, and the cartel will be penalized, life imprisonment.
The provincial government of Pangasinan has issued Executive Order Number 1, indefinitely extending a ban on the entry of certain poultry and implementing restrictions on the movement of various poultry birds and byproducts from 17 provinces across the country. The ban and restrictions apply to the provinces of Bulacan, Pampanga, Nueva Ecija, Tarlac, Laguna, Sultan Kudarat, Benguet, North Cotabato, South Cotabato, Maguindanao, Isabela, Rizal, Quezon, Kalinga, Aurora, Ilocos Norte, and Ilocos Sur. Governor Ramon Rico III emphasized the need for specific certifications and permits for the entry of broiler poultry products, day-old chicks, hatching eggs, fresh poultry meat, and frozen poultry meat products. These requirements include a veterinary certificate, animal welfare registration certificate, and more. Animal quarantine checkpoints and facilities are mandated to rigorously monitor various entry and exit points in the province for compliance with the ban and restrictions. Moreover, the executive order directs transshipments bound to specific provinces to utilize the Tarlac-Pangasinan-La Union Expressway.
And in other global news, United States President Joe Biden confirmed the approval of an additional $9 billion in student debt relief. This measure is expected to bring relief to a substantial number of 125,000 student borrowers across the nation. Jane Robles will tell us why.
fixing the broken student loan system, making college more affordable, and bringing the promise of higher education in reach for more Americans are the steps that President Joe Biden's administration has undertaken since coming into office. In line with the government's commitment making college a ticket and not a burden to the middle class, the Biden-Harris administration has announced a further $9 billion student debt relief anticipated to affect 125,000 borrowers. President Biden believes that debt relief measures will bring change to the life of the public while also beneficial to the economy. Included in the announcement are $5.2 billion for borrowers under public service loan forgiveness programs and $2.8 billion through fixes to income-driven repayment plans or IDR. Falling under the IDR are borrowers who have made no less than 20 years of payment but never got the relief they were entitled to. Also, $1.2 billion of the debt relief will ease the burden on almost 22,000 borrowers with a disability, identified and approved for discharge through data matching with the Social Security Administration. President Biden's latest announcement brings the total canceled debt to $127 billion for almost 3.6 million Americans, which includes $22.5 billion owed by 1.3 million borrowers who were cheated by their schools, saw their institutions precipitously close, or are covered by related court settlements. The Biden administration has also taken a step forward in the country's negotiated rulemaking process. An issue paper released by the Department of Education asked for consideration on how the government can help borrowers, including those whose balances are greater than what they originally borrowed, those who are qualified for the debt relief but have not applied, and those who are in financial hardship which are not addressed by the current loan system. The announcement comes as a 3-year pause in repayments due to the COVID-19 pandemic is about to end. Jane Robles, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The United States Central Command overseeing military operations in the Middle East has confirmed a substantial transfer of ammunition. A staggering 1.1 million 7.62mm rounds to Ukraine. Remarkably, this ammunition was initially seized by the U.S. naval forces in December 2022. These weapons were intercepted while en route from Iran's Revolutionary Guards to Houthi forces in Yemen. It underscores a recurring and concerning pattern where Iran-backed fighters receive weaponry through fishing vessels. The statement emphasized the United States' commitment to working with allies and partners to counter the flow of Iranian lethal aid in the region, utilizing lawful means such as U.S. and UN sanctions and interdictions. However, this ammunition shipment is unlikely to significantly impact Ukraine's military capabilities, given their urgent need for long-range weapons and air defense systems. Meanwhile, Britain's Royal Navy reported a prior seizure of Iranian weapons, including surface-to-air missiles and cruise missile engines, from smugglers in international waters south of Iran. And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I am Joselito Liquido, live from Malaysia. Good evening.
Authorities in the country awaits the results of the investigation into the tragic killing of Margorette Garcia, an overseas Filipino worker in Saudi Arabia. They have reached out to Garcia's grieving family, assuring them that the government will provide the necessary and appropriate assistance during this trying time. Gladys Tuabi will tell us why live. Yes, Gladys.
Harleen, the case involving the tragic killing of overseas Filipino worker Margorette Garcia is now under the jurisdiction of the prosecutor in Saudi Arabia. The Department of Migrant Workers, or DMW, has confirmed that they are eagerly awaiting the official report from Saudi Arabian authorities, providing critical details regarding the suspected perpetrator and the grim details of how this crime was executed.
Yung kaso mula sa police, nasa prosecutor na. And ang inaabangan natin dito ay may investigative findings yung prosecutor kung saan posibleng humantong sa isang criminal court. So, ang napipinto dito is pagtukoy ng isang krimen na naganap laban kay Margorette, no? Kaya nasawi si Margorette at pagtukoy doon sa salarin. Kaya yun ang inaabangan natin ngayon na magiging resulta ng investigasyon para malaman natin yung detalye ng findings ng prosecutor.
Meanwhile, Arnel Ignacio, the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration or OWA administrator, has pledged unwavering support to the grieving family of Garcia.
Lahat ng OWA benefits na kukuha nila tungkol dito. So kung ano pa man din, as I've said, kagabi kausap ko yung mother at saka yung kanilang husband kasi nasa proseso pa tayo lahat. So it's best that we wait for the official report from the Saudi police. And we assure you, hindi naman tayo magkukulang lagi pagdating sa assistance sa mga pamilya at pati nga yung mga anak nito kasama dyan sa mabibigyan natin ng tulong. Yan po pinapangako namin sa inyo. Hindi tayo magkukulang yan.
Arnel also stated that a hero's welcome will be accorded as soon as Margorette's remains arrive in the country. While the exact date of her repatriation remains uncertain, authorities have conveyed that it won't be much longer before her body is returned to her homeland. Harleen, earlier today, a significant memorandum of understanding was signed between the Department of Migrant Workers and TRI organizations. These from Europe, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand Employment Providers of the Philippines, Japan Employment Providers of the Philippines and Consultants Association, and Philippine Employment Agencies and Associates for Corporate Employers in the Middle East. This collaboration aims to combat illegal recruitment and human trafficking by implementing a range of complementary activities. These activities are designed to educate job seekers about migration realities, overseas migration procedures, and employment requirements. And that's the latest. Back to you, Harleen.
Thank you, Gladys Tuabi, reporting live from Quezon City. The Members Church of God International, or MCGI, has provided medical aid to over 1,000 individuals during an ongoing medical mission in Apalit, Pampanga today. This novel initiative is an integral part of MCGI's celebration of the Feast of God. Alan Manansala details why.
As of 3 p.m. today, October 5, the compassionate effort led by the Members Church of God International, or MCGI, has made a significant impact. A total of 314 adults or elderly individuals received medical checkups, while 66 children were treated in the pediatric section. Additionally, 179 individuals underwent dental extractions, with 12 receiving dental checkups. 3 individuals had dental fillings and 38 will soon receive dentures. Moreover, 7 teenagers underwent circumcision. 272 individuals had optical checkups or eye examinations, and an impressive 466 were assisted with social services from partner government agencies. In total, 1,357 people have already received various free services provided by MCGI as part of their Feast of God celebration. The impact of these public services is undeniable. Aling Merlita Ramos from Capas, Tarlac, who is financially challenged and far from her hometown, received free medicine from her skin condition after consulting with a doctor. For individuals like her, these activities are a significant help.
Wala umaakit dun.
Ay kung may sobra, wala kang pira, di ka makababa dyan sa kapas. Kung wala kang pira, Brad, di ka makababa sa sinter. Masaya. Doon kami sa labas, masaya kami, nasasayawan po kami.
Juben Bitog, a local resident, expressed the difficulty he faces in seeking medical assistance due to financial constraints. However, events like these provide a much-needed opportunity for individuals like him to consult with doctors and receive medical care.
Doon po sa amin, kung wala kang pera, di ka makapag-check up po eh. Kasi mahirap po doon. Magbiyahe ka po ng motor, magmotor ka po, mahirap po daan doon. Naisipan ko, dito pupunta ko sa lokal, sa panig. Para naman makita ko naman po kung masaya.
Emerenciana M. Santos from Obando, Bulacan requested a wheelchair and promptly had her wish granted. Having the wheelchair has immensely improved her daily activities, bringing her considerable relief.
Masayang-masaya po. Kasi po mababa po yun sa paa. Sira na po. Ganun pa man, willing po ako na ibigay doon sa nakakailangan pa rin. Baka sakaling magawa nila ng paraan.
People facing financial limitations such as Mang Joben, Aling Merlita, and Emerenciana are among the primary invitees in the Feast of God. This inclusive invitation extends to individuals with disabilities irrespective of their religious affiliation. The event's fundamental purpose is to provide assistance and support to those in need, fostering a sense of community and compassion. Alan Manansala, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
We bring you an inspiring story of hope and generosity that unfolded at the quarterly Fiesta ng Diyos activity in Napalit, Pampanga this day, 5th of October. In an extraordinary turn of events, recipients had no idea that their lives were about to change. Junso Riao will tell us why.
The quarterly Fiesta ng Diyos, or feast dedicated to God, is always a day filled with celebration and camaraderie. It is more than just a traditional gathering. It is a day of giving back and granting wishes.
In a heartwarming surprise, Brother Dale Rason took the stage and announced something extraordinary. The audience erupted in applause, not knowing what was about to happen next. The excitement was palpable as Brother Dale prepared to reveal the lucky beneficiaries.
Ngayong araw po na ito, meron din tayong ibig na i-grant na mga maibibigay na kaunti sa ating mga kapatid. Kaugnay po nitong ating ginagawa na Fiesta ng Diyos o itong ating Brethren Day.
But here's the twist. The recipients had no idea they were chosen. The surprise was all part of this heartwarming event.
At nandiyan ba si Sis Rosemary? Ayun pala, Sis Rosemary Dakara para po sa inyo. Ayan, may sewing machine na kayo. Magamit sana po ninyo para sa inyong paghahanap buhay. Baka may gusto po kayong sabihin. Sige po.
Marami pong salamat po sa Diyos. Wala po akong masabi po, Bran.
Sige po. Mensahe niyo sa mga kapatid.
Ako rin po magpapasalamat sa mga kapatid, tumulong po sa amin po. Gustong-gusto ko talaga po yan na makatahi po ng basahan kahit papaano po, makatulong po sa kahit sino pong kapatid po. Opo.
Ayan po, kapatid.
Hindi ko po inaasahan po, Brad.
Salamat po. Surprise kayo. Hindi nyo naasahan. Sana mapakinabangan nyo po, ha?
Surprise po ako.
Sige po. At pagpalain kayo ng Panginoon, kapatid na Rosemary.
Tears of joy filled the eyes of these unsuspecting beneficiaries as they were presented with a livelihood showcase and a substantial cash gift.
Hindi ko po akalain po
Salamat po sa Diyos na napili po ako. Hindi ko po talaga akalain. Kasi isa lang po ako na bandera. May bali ang dalawang anak ko, isang special child. Tapos yung mama ko, ako din nag-alaga. Tapos may nalagaan pa ko na kapatid ko po, bali.
The showcase includes equipment and tools relevant to their skills and aspirations, providing them the means to start or enhance their livelihoods.
Alam nyo, yan po ay isa sa mga aral natin kasi. Doon sa unang Juan 3 at 17, kapag ka meron kang pag-aari sa sanlibutang ito, nakikita mo ang iyong kapatid na nangangailangan, huwag mo ipagkakait ang iyong awa para manahan ang pag-ibig ng Diyos sa iyo. Sapagkat ang sabi nga po ni Juan sa pagpapatuloy, mumunti kong mga anak, huwag tayong magsiibig ng salita ni ng di laman. Hindi lang po yun sinasabi, hindi lamang yun sinasalita, kundi ang wika ng gawa at ng katotohanan.
It was a truly touching and emotional moment that showcased the power of unity and the spirit of giving. The impact of this surprise gesture was not only felt by the beneficiaries but also resonated with everyone in attendance, reminding us all of the importance of compassion and generosity in our lives. Today's activity will forever be remembered as a day when wishes were granted, lives will be transformed, and the spirit of giving shone brighter than ever. Jun Suriao, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And that's a wrap on this heartwarming story from Apalit, Pampanga. We hope it inspires you to spread kindness and make a positive impact in your community. And before we close, we will leave you with a word, giving glory to God. From the book of Colossians, chapter 4, verse 6, it says, "Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man." And those are the reasons behind the news October 5, 2023. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold, because we need to know. We will always ask why. I am Harleen Delgado. We serve the people. We give glory to God.